What is up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome back to our season finale of Jett. We are talking season 1, episode 9, Miljan Bestic. We're talking dream sequences, confrontations, kidnappings, plus we have a very, very special guest. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to our last Jett after show.
Crazy.
That's something. That's why we're all wearing black. We're mourning.
Yes.
We're mourning that it's the end.
Yes.
I thought we were trying to be sexy, so
I mean,
Sexy morning.
Maybe
Sexy
both.
morning.
Yeah, perhaps it's both. Guys, I'm so excited to talk about this with my lovely, lovely panel of ladies. Plus, we have an extremely special guest. We have Alice herself, Violet McGraw. Welcome to the studio. You look like you own the studio, honestly.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest,
Yes.
the dread, killing it. We're so excited to interview you for a couple of minutes. As always, I'm your host, Taylor Gates, and I'm joined by a full panel tonight. We got Jackie Ray to my left.
Yes. Jackie Ray in the house.
We got Jackie Nova to her left.
Jackie Nova's in the house.
And we got our lovely Tatiana as well.
Bust down.
Yeah.
All season I've been waiting to say that.
You finally got it out of your system.
So original. Haven't heard that before.
I had to try.
I haven't heard it before.
Like I teased at the beginning, we're talking, so much happened in this episode, so we're going to be breaking it all down for you. But before we do that, I want to interview our lovely guest, Violet. How did this come about? How did you get cast in the show? What was the audition process like for you?
What do you mean?
Well, you know why I think she's saying what do you mean? Because she actually, she didn't have to audition for Jett, right? Didn't Carla come to you and your mom and your parents?
When we were filming The Haunting, she kind of self-taped me.
Oh my goodness. How much do you love to work with Carla Gugino?
Carla is the best person in the world to work with. She always takes such good care of me, and I love her, I love her.
How about Sebastian? He's amazing too, right?
Sebastian is really amazing too. He showed me he taught me the songs to the Beatles. So he would always bring this speaker to the set. He would have this little speaker with him, and my favorite song is Help.
Oh, I need somebody.
Need somebody
Help, not just anybody. Help.
Good job.
Yeah, honestly, do you have singing ambitions too, or are you just wanting to act right now?
I like singing, but right now I'm acting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tell them what instrument you're also learning that your mom told me about.
I'm trying to learn the ukulele.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
That's amazing.
There was this girl, her name is Lulu Wilson on The Haunting, and she would always bring her ukulele to set, and I learned so much from her.
Oh, good.
That's incredible.
What's your favorite scene that you've played this season in the show?
Probably with the dancing in the museum. I'm Maria and hi Doug, come on up. And we start dancing. I loved filming that one.
How long did it take you guys to film that scene?
Not very long because it was just a fun dancing scene, so it didn't really take that long.
Nice.
That's why it was your favorite, right?
Yeah.
Even if it did take that long, I would love to keep doing that scene.
Yeah.
When did you start acting? 2 years ago? Or 6?
Well, I don't know how old I was. I think I was 3 or something like that.
Gosh.
And when I saw my sister acting, I'm maybe I should try that.
Yeah, that's right, because you have 3 other siblings who are actors.
Yes.
Have you guys acted in anything together?
No, but I really hope we get to do that because I think it would be really fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'll have very happy parents, too. Yeah. Happy bank account.
Yeah. Also,
cool.
were there any movies or TV shows that kind of made you want to act too? What are some of your favorites?
Well, there's one that Carla's in. It's called Spy Kids.
Yay!
And for Christmas, since I watch Spy Kids a lot, I wanted spy stuff for Christmas, disguises, and I got this cool spy outfits, and then I got to play Spy Kids.
That's
Nice.
so awesome.
That's awesome.
Listen, we'll have a viewing party, you and me, because Spy Kids is like my favorite.
We love Spy Kids.
Yes.
We love Spy Kids.
Amazing taste.
Yes, seriously.
That's incredible. Oh my goodness. And so you dressed yourself like you have your little own style, I see.
I do, and my mom does too. She has an amazing style.
Amazing.
What was your reaction when you first met Carla Gugino and Sebastian Gutierrez?
Well, my mom was freaking out, and when I first met her, she was like, she took such good care of me, and I loved working with her on both shows.
Oh,
Very
that's
cool.
so
So
sweet.
you guys have a really good bond.
Yes. And like when we're in New York or anywhere that Carla's in, we would like meet up with each other. Like we would like have dinner together with Sebastian, Carla, or like something like that.
Now, when you do that, do you go with all your siblings, or is it kind of just more like a...
We do sometimes have our siblings come. Mostly it's my mom. Sometimes it's my dad. Sometimes it's my brothers and sister. Yeah.
What do you think you've learned the most from Carla?
I learned like how to be, like I learned so much from her on both shows. Like she taught me like more how to be a good actress, and I learned a lot.
Yeah. Do you think she's someone you'll always be able to go to, like, as your career develops?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Do you wanna keep acting like into the future for a couple years, or do you want to try other things?
I definitely want to keep acting. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that you also want to write. You want to be a writer as well?
Yes, and a director. I want to be a lot of things when I grow up.
You can do it all.
Yes.
You can do it
like
all.
you clearly
You got
are.
time.
Yes, honestly.
And
You
you
are
could
an
write-
all-around entertainer.
Yeah, and you could write your own script for you and your siblings if you wanted to.
Yes, I'm trying. I want to write this script for like I want to make it a princess movie with all my family.
That's
perfect.
Love it.
So awesome.
You have some connections. I'm
Right.
just saying.
Sure.
You totally
For
have
sure.
connections. So out of all the cast members, like, you were probably the most with Phoenix. Well, she plays Phoenix.
Yes.
And Maria. And anyone else? I don't remember anybody else in the mix besides the
No.
bad guys at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
I was mostly with Haita and Elena.
And
Yeah.
Elena.
Do you ever get scared doing these? Because this is a
just
pretty
gonna
intense
ask
show. Haunting of Hill House is a pretty intense show. Are you pretty fearless? Are you just like, nah, I can handle all this?
Well, nothing is more scarier than the haunting of Hill House.
Right. I agree. I was scared during it too. That's so fun. Well, yeah,
was very
you're
scary.
a boss. Like you just can handle all of it, which
Yes.
is amazing.
Yeah, you're
I
amazing.
am still kind of scared of the haunting, but I am also kind of not because
Yeah.
I worked on it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you know all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
was real and not real, and
All the tricks.
Yes.
So if you were to give an advice to any other actors of your age, what would you say to them if they want to be actors?
If they want me to give them advice,
Yeah, if you were to give advice to another kid of your, like if you were in a school and you were like, hey, you want to be an actor, this is what you should do.
well, I would say like you should always work hard and try, and like if they like do an audition and they do good, then they're gonna like keep working and they're also gonna like you more.
Yeah.
That's
Good
so
advice.
true.
Yeah,
That
work
is
hard.
perfect
Yes.
advice.
Yep.
Finally, you have so many fans at like such a young age. Is there anything you want to say to all of your fans out there?
I don't know.
Well, does it get overwhelming if when you're somewhere out in public and they're like, oh my God, Violet, Violet, Violet? You know, no.
Well, I'm thankful that they watched my show.
Aw.
I don't really get like, oh, thank you.
Good girl.
I
You're
say-
not a diva. That's
I'm
perfect.
like, I say I'm great. I'm so grateful that you watched my show
Oh,
Oh, you're
and movies.
very polite.
so humble.
You're
That's
a
good.
doll.
Violet,
Very
thank you so much for coming in. It was so
Yes.
nice to
Thank
have
you.
you here. Literally come back anytime you want.
Yes.
I hope I do.
Yes. Anytime
You're
you
always
want.
welcome.
Even if you're not on the show, just call on back.
Yeah.
We want to have you here.
I will.
Because they're going to have you back because there's going to be a season 2. That's what we're praying for a season 2. And you've been kidnapped, so we want to find you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got to make sure you're okay. Like, come on. Can't leave us with that.
No.
Thank you so much. This is so much
Thank you,
fun.
Violet, so much for being on our show.
Oh, so exciting.
You're
Guys,
amazing.
Yes, that was our lovely interview with Violet. Let's start breaking down this episode now because we got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Let's start out with that dream sequence because that was intense. I didn't quite understand what was happening at first.
Me neither.
It had all the amazing lighting. Like, I didn't know if it was a dream sequence, what really we were dealing with. But we have Jett go up to this penthouse and she just, kills the 2 people standing there. She almost shoots Bestic. She sees this crazy orgy coming on. Guys, Violet's out of the studio. I just want to let you know we're not talking about this.
I know viewers are like, oh, these are awful people.
I just wanted to warn everyone.
Yes. She is not in the studio now, so we can talk about
We will talk about this.
the dream sequence.
I was
That
like,
was
we can't do it if she's here because there was a lot in my face in that scene that was inappropriate.
I just wanted to warn everyone out there, like, we're not those people.
No,
like,
we're not.
We're careful. Like,
we interviewed her first, and she just left, and now we can get to the nitty gritty because although she's done the readings,
She hasn't seen it.
She hasn't seen it, and us being more explicit about it, like, oh no.
I'm telling you what, that opening scene though, I was like, oh yeah, this is on Cinemax.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah. But I didn't truly understand what that dream sequence. Like I understood the first part, but that orgy is what I did not understand. What
Cinemax. It's the Cinemax stamp. I'm telling you, because otherwise, what does it? How?
I felt like there was a symbolism of some sort. I mean, because we see that it's Phoenix in the mix in the bottom. I don't know why I thought maybe in the dream sequence I was going to see like Charlie pop out of the.
I thought I was going to see Carla or Jett. Excuse me.
I
thought she was going to be in there, and I thought, well, this is going to be interesting.
I didn't think I was going to see anything but what I saw, and I was like, and this doesn't make an ounce of sense to me, except for where it's at, because I felt like the sexuality of the show, although we've had some strategically placed fruit and all that, it's been very tasteful up until that point, and I
didn't think it was not tasteful though, to be honest.
You didn't think the coochie in your face at the beginning of the show?
I know.
But it was artful. Like, it was still artful.
I think because Sebastian drew in this like blood red, which makes it scary but makes it hot and sexy, like a hot tamale arriba.
Okay, but what does
I
it
felt
mean?
like it was just I thought it was like symbolic and just this.
Of what?
She just has wild dreams before she's about to like enter some like.
I didn't get it. I didn't get that.
But what did you guys think it meant? Like, we've all said, okay, it's symbolic, but what does it symbolize?
I don't know. But that's what I'm trying to figure out too, because I think that we have to like keep digging deeper and just like because it just didn't just happen for no reason.
I told you the reason I thought it happened.
I almost think like it's something that's about to go down for season 2, like some kind of like hints of what's.
But then I feel like if it's a preamble or if it's symbolic in some way, then the other girls would have been significant as well. And the fact that it was just Phoenix left this huge void in that scene. Well, it's the first time in the series that I felt we had a scene that was completely unnecessary.
I almost think because she's leaving her daughter to Phoenix. So there's something they just feel like because he writes a certain way, and I've noticed throughout all the episodes he pulls things together, like as we've seen that things have unraveled. So I'm like, oh my God, this is like he's setting this up for a season 2.
Maybe Jett thinks that Phoenix is untrustworthy at some point. Maybe it means that
I can't trust her. Like she'll go back to doing what she used to do.
No, but maybe like there's 2 other people at play that she doesn't know about, and she thinks that Phoenix is in cahoots with them, and because she doesn't know the other 2 women that Phoenix was with. So maybe that was like symbolism that they didn't.
Ooh.
I think we're reaching because I feel like it would have made sense for her because Maria is the one that she's trusted this entire time. So I felt like the fact that we see this scene with Phoenix and Maria's not in there at all, I still have to double down. It's the first time in this series that we have a scene that makes no sense.
I don't agree with that. I don't exactly know what it means, but I think I agree with you, Jackie.
Yeah,
it's setting
like
something
it's
up
setting
because that
something
wasn't the only part of the dream. You know, there was the big hole in the wall and like her, you know, being strangled and like her almost shooting Bestic. Like there were so many other parts of it that I think they all like play together somehow. I can't quite connect, you know.
I felt like I understood the hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Because I felt like the hole in the wall was like this void, and whether that is the fact that she's neglected to tell her child's father he is his father, and you know, of course, then her getting strangled is the fear because she knows somebody's coming. So that's what I'm saying. Like everything else, I could make it make sense. That one part, it just seemed completely unnecessary, and it just didn't seem. I don't know. It didn't make. Yeah,
you felt like
I felt like it was.
He
a
was
Cinemax
giving a bone
stamp.
to Cinemax.
There was a Cinemax stamp. That's the only thing. That's the only way I can make that scene make sense.
Well, guys, drop in the comments below what you guys think it meant.
Yeah.
If you're Team Mian and Jackie Nova or you're Team Jackie Ray and Tatiana, because I want to know. Like, there's so much to dissect. I think here that I just want to keep knowing what's going on a deeper level.
Exactly.
Let's go and talk about the sort of pre-meeting, because this episode was really cool how it went sort of out of order. Like we were getting timestamps here and there, which I thought was a really kind of fun way to do it, but I thought it'd be cool to kind of break it down in almost chronological order. So the pre-confrontation or the pre-meeting, you know, the epic showdown that we had a couple different revelations and different moving pieces happening. One of my favorites was personally just Jett and that hotel manager. That poor guy, like she scares so many just like average people.
As she should.
She should. I mean, I think it's one of my favorite parts, honestly. They're just like, she does not care, and these people are terrified of her. What did you guys think of like the Walter Parrish situation? It was a smaller moment, but I thought it was worth talking about for sure.
Oh, that was... I was cracking up because I was trying to figure out where that was all going, but I saw that how Walter tied in at the end at the hotel, coming in, talking to Bestic and mentioning like, oh, I have the perfect room for you. It was all a setup. Like, it's like she did orchestrated such a last minute plan to, you know, protect herself and her daughter, but not so much because she still got
I mean, she did
kidnapped.
all that she could do.
Yeah,
you know,
and then
everything in her
Bestic,
power.
yeah, and then Bestic also simultaneously there was two plans going on. There was like two things of action happening. So it's very interesting how Walter. I didn't know what it meant in the beginning. I was like, who the hell are these? Walter and Annie, like what? But then it made sense.
Yeah. She covers her bases.
She does.
Like she's
extremely thorough.
Everybody that she needs to have on her side for the most part, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We also have a little scene of Charlie and Vivian. Oh, Vivian, his wife. I'm telling you, Jackie Ray, what do you think of her?
I'm like, girl, please, you look that good, and you over here begging this old man. If you don't get your stuff and get out of this house and get you a man who's fine.
I know. She was like,
she's comfortable.
Like,
I mean, that's why she's comfortable.
Tuck me in. I'm like,
what?
You want to hit me?
She's clearly deprived. You know what I mean? Yeah. And which means there was some sexual chemistry between them at some point. And I could see that she's salty that. Because it seemed like she's not getting it at all. Which, I mean, you gotta kind of have to respect Charlie for that. Like, he's just giving it to one person. It's just not his wife, you know?
But he told her strip naked and get in the bed.
Maybe she sleeps naked.
And I assumed that he was going to come in there later and be with her.
I knew that she was deprived because did you see how she looked at Benny?
Yes.
Oh my God, if looks could eat him up.
I think that she looked at Benny because she wants to like hurt Charlie in some way.
Well, but she definitely wanted to get it on.
Yeah,
she wanted to get it on with Benny. Okay, she was trying to eat him up. I was like, wow, I love Benny's character.
Benny's like, is it hot here?
He's like, I gotta go.
He said, I've been propositioned by too many women.
Right, yeah, the last one.
That's what I like about his character. You know, he keeps getting propositioned by all these women and they're throwing themselves. A coochie's been thrown at him. But man, he just stands his ground and he does not.
But theoretically though, this is safe though. You might be okay stalking the woman who, you know, you killed her lover. That you ended up on the right side of that.
Right. Yeah, that was cool.
But you sleep with Charlie's wife, whether he loves her or not.
Done.
No,
Done.
That's a wrap.
I mean, listen, this show is literally the Hunger Games. Like, everyone be dying in this show.
When I saw everyone dying, I was just going like, no, what's happening? There's not going to be a season 2. And then it was like, towards the ending, I was just like, yes, definitely a season 2.
Because we have another death. Maria,
we don't know. Okay, like
we don't.
You guys
know.
always want everybody to be in a coma, but they didn't actually show Maria die. So I'm hopeful for her.
I will say this though: even if she did, she put up a fight.
Did you see that
for
fight
a sick
she put
woman?
up?
For a sick, I told my husband, I was
it.
like, "Dang, like she has some." Because you look at her and you think, "Oh, she couldn't even pack a punch at all," but she fought.
She
sure
took
did.
that thing and she stabbed it. I was like, how is he alive?
Well, and that's the thing. Like when as soon as she hit him, I was like, "Oh, he did," because I figured like she hit an artery. But that's the other thing, you know. Speaking to your point last week about the details, because there is a moment when he's on top of her and he's strangling her, and you see where she stabbed him, and it's like just above the place where she would have landed. I was like, okay, I like that attention to detail with that scar in the right place.
Yeah.
Well played, guys.
Yeah.
Well played.
Exactly. Another attention to detail. I know it has nothing to do with this particular scene, but have you noticed the bar scene is called El Gato Negro?
Yes.
Black Cat?
Black Cat. That's his production company.
Spanish.
That's Sebastian's production company.
That's
very
actually
nice.
awesome.
Kudos.
Good job.
I mean, like, I've been
Good
dying to
job.
mention that, and it just kept slipping my mind. But I'm like, last episode, season 1, I'm mentioning it, not forgetting.
Yes.
I even have a picture of it, but you guys will pop it up later when I talk about the news. Yeah,
That's actually cool, guys. I mean, we're pretty much Black Cast today.
Yeah,
so, like,
We planned it.
if you hadn't noticed.
Everybody sitting up a little straighter.
Gato Negro.
So that's cool though. I love that little detail.
Yeah.
Just like sprinkling those in. I love that. We also get, I mean, speaking of sex, we get
a lot of it in here.
this
Look at it.
scene that reminded me a lot of, I think, the Phoenix scene from, you know, a couple episodes ago earlier in the season with this girl named Malibu who is seducing this army sniper man. Her line that killed me was, "But I want to support our troops." What did you guys think of that scene?
She was in working mode. That's what I think. And it broke my heart a little bit because, you know, the other guy, I forgot his name. Eddie, yes. Eddie was like die hard for her and told Jett, like, I want her to come with me. I want her to be a part of this. And Jett was like, are you serious? And he was like, no, I dreamt of her. Like, you know, and here she is trying to sleep with this guy. So
yeah, well,
it sucks. She is what she is, but I had hope for her.
I thought her little lap dance was a little weak.
That's what I said. I was like, didn't she say she's a good dancer?
I swear, I was like ready for I was even looking at my man, and I was just like,
that was so harsh.
We're about to get a cool little lap dance going here, and then I was just like, oh my god, girl, move over. I could do a way better lap dance than that, please.
I just thought she said she choreographed it, and I was like, oh,
but what was this little thing she was doing? I was like, oh, okay, kind of like it felt almost a little Pulp Fiction-ish. But I know Sebastian loves
this whole scene kind of, or this whole episode felt very Pulp Fiction-y to me.
Yes.
That scene in particular I found hilarious because I was like, what beat is she dancing to? I thought she said she was a good dancer. How'd she get that bra off without the wig coming off? Like, that was talent. That was talent.
That's where her talent is.
She's done it so many times.
It's a whole new level. But I did really like, what's the vet's name?
I think his name's Fred.
I really liked him because he's in like a very precarious position right here because he doesn't want to make his friends, you know, like I said before,
He was like, sure.
He's like, you saw the Vaseline and the tissues when you walked in. I mean, it's been a minute. I'm not going to say no, but I have mixed feelings about
I mean, you
this.
saw him hiding the tissues too.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I mean,
I was like, what the?
But I think it just goes to show that she wasn't loyal at all.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't loyal. You know what?
She's giving him X. I mean,
which makes me feel like Eddie got X when he had that Tinkerbell vision or something. Remember that Tinkerbell vision,
But she's just using him for a meal ticket. I think is what it is now.
And that's her job.
He wanted to.
I mean, That's in the job description.
Right.
Yeah.
He's lonely. They both are.
Yeah,
those guys.
definitely.
And
So
that's
it
where
just
she
sucks.
comes in, because that's her job.
Because clearly dancing is not what she's good at.
No, she's
So
not
I don't
doing
know
lap
where
dances
she's
at
tripping.
clubs.
The things that people are good at, us, and AfterBuzz TV. Jackie Wright, tell us a little bit about what's happening at the studio.
Well, right now, a lot of hilarity is happening. We're trying to figure out a lot that's going on in this episode, but we're doing it with you guys because that's what we love to do. We love to talk about Jett and all these other shows that are your favorites right here on AfterBuzz TV, because you guys have made us the ESPN of TV talk. We are here with you every single day talking about shows you love and you watch every day. So make sure you tell a friend and tell another friend. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. If there's something that you want to watch that by some odd chance we're not doing, leave a comment, hit us up directly, because I'm telling you, we always chat back with you. And once again, thank you so much for making us who we are here at AfterBuzz TV.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Guys, let's get into the meat of this episode. I'm so excited because this is like what we've been waiting for, and I think this is one of the rare shows that like gave me what I really wanted to know. I feel like a lot of shows like kind of have these loose threads that they don't tie up, but I was like, oh, this all like it makes sense. Like this makes logical sense. I love that.
It does.
So we have Jett waking up and going to Hotel Josephine, which is like become a very iconic location in this show.
Yeah.
To me, Bestic, I love how she does not mince words. She's like, yeah, I kind of want to kick your face in. I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, that's valid.
She can't
that's
play
valid.
nice. She doesn't have time.
Yeah.
She doesn't. You're right.
Yeah.
And then
She's ready to play hardball. I mean, she has her guys set up. She's got the sniper up in the roof. Like, she's got her guys. She's got Walter dressed up as, like, a hotel person. Like, wow.
she's so fearless, though, and I love that. Like, I mean, I think any person, I mean, she's not intimidated, though. Like, even if she is, she doesn't show it.
I think she was this time, just because it had to do with her daughter. And so I think this is the first time where she's kind of unsure, but she's still trying to control everything.
Yeah.
Normally she does have control over everything. Even if something goes like not as planned, she's like, oh, I got to back up. I got a plan B. I got a plan C. But this time it's like...
It was like all or nothing.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, she did have a little bit of fear in her eye because, of course, her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have...
Although she didn't know that right away.
No.
She did. I like how she played it, where she was fearless, but that moment she knew when her daughter was missing, like being kidnapped.
Well, that's why she told Phoenix, like, go somewhere where nobody will find you. You know, take Alice and go somewhere, because she knew that now she would be attacked from both sides. Two people were going to come after her daughter.
Yeah, well, and we get to see that unfold, which is, I thought, really exciting.
And there's his dream.
The dream comes back into play. You're so right. Which we'll touch on a little bit, later, because that happens towards the tail end. But before that, we have Bestic launching into this like big monologue almost about how there was Christelle, who he was in love with, but she was pregnant with Charlie's child. Bestic tells her, Jett, obviously Charlie's the one who killed Christelle, which I think we all called, like when there was a plane crash. We're like, no, there's no way there's just a random plane crash.
But I had no idea that it went as far as it did. Like everything that he said, I didn't know.
I think the child thing too makes so much sense. Like I didn't foresee Junior coming into play so much. But I was like,
Me neither.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Really?
God, Jackie, you and I, boom,
the
boy.
second they saw,
You need to be detectives.
like for real, call us.
I was like,
JJ Incorporated will find out for you. But the second he got that quiver in his lip and started talking about a woman who was pregnant, I knew it was Junior. Like as soon as he said that, and it made those pictures make sense, because here's the thing: his animosity towards Junior, there was a love-hate situation there. He loved Junior because it was the child of the woman he loved, but he hated Junior because he's the son of the man who killed the woman he loved. Exactly. So it had to go that way. He had to figure out a way to make him suffer a little bit, because he had suffered. But then, like he said, he's like, I helped him through that. And you can imagine how grateful he was to me. So there was that
purpose.
There was that
All on
love-hate
purpose.
thing that had to play through that whole thing. I actually loved that monologue.
Oh my goodness,
it was
he
fantastic.
killed it. He killed it. When he was unveiling that and dropping that bomb to Jett, I was like, oh,
Right.
I knew it. I just knew
But
that had
Jett's
to
face,
be.
I was like, ooh, girl, he's giving you all the chance. She was just like,
I was waiting
She
for
was
her
like,
to
whatever. She was just keeping it together, right?
She didn't react at all.
at all.
Wow, Stone Cold.
Yeah, she was straight up bored. I was like, Okay.
That's why he mentioned.
Yeah.
The best thing was like, you're bored.
I would have been like, oh, wow, really?
Spill
Okay,
it.
yes,
Like,
yeah.
let's go.
Now I know everything.
Yeah.
I love that line, too, about... Because we find out that Junior kind of gave, everyone the heads up. Like, Junior was kind of helping Bestic, just because of all of the things that had unfolded with the photos and the engagement ring and all of that. And he was like, I can't pronounce the name necessarily, but it was like Jean Tingley once built a machine simply to watch it self-destruct, which is the perfect way to describe like what everyone is doing to Junior.
Right.
They're trying to groom him in a certain way, and
He
he
just
betrayed all of them.
Yeah, we have
Every single one of them.
Yeah, we've got a comment. We have a few comments. Millicent D says Charlie's wife is hilarious, which
She is.
factual.
She honestly is.
She is hilarious. She's a hot mess, that poor thing.
I would be too. Yeah.
Well, you know
too
what?
much.
She was pampered. I mean,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women in LA that are like that age group,
Anywhere.
and
Yeah.
they get pampered.
Anywhere.
And then Dev has a comment that I kind of agree with, although I did love the episode. A lot of this episode was confusing, trying to be different for different sake. I did feel some scenes in this episode just weren't needed.
I agree.
Well, I kind of felt like that little stripping scene where, I mean, I get it. You're trying to like, but this is why I feel like there's going to be a season 2. There's just so many little things that you're adding in there that you wouldn't add if it was ending.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like a...
I think this is one of those episodes you kind of have to watch more than once to fully piece it, because we did jump in back and forth in time, which I usually find kind of confusing too, but I think like retrospectively looking, I was like, oh, that's cool that they like were hinting at things and like kind of going back and forth. So I think I'm gonna watch it again eventually, and upon second viewing I'm gonna be like, oh, and like everything will soak in. I kind of want to watch the whole series from the beginning too.
Right.
Now that you know everything, you're going to go back and catch all the Easter eggs.
Oh, I should have, seen that one, because it's a somewhat simple plot if we're being honest. Like with the
It is. There's just a lot of moving parts.
yeah, which is cool though. I like how it wasn't
how he worked the
overcomplicated. Yeah, I think it was really.
It's not like he does, like Tarantino does timelines, and sometimes he doesn't even mention the time. It kind of just goes, and you're kind of like, wait,
Where
was that
are
like,
we?
are we like, is this like a day ago?
But it's good because
I like how
I
he
like
did
that
it.
because then my mind has to piece it together. Like I like shows that make me think. You know, like
It's a puzzle,
like a
the
mystery.
show.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
I agree. I thought it was kind of a cool way to do it. We have, Jett and Bestic talking, and when Charlie walked in,
I didn't think he was gonna be there.
yeah, what was your guys' thought? Like, did you anticipate that at all?
No.
But when he walked in, I said, everybody about to die.
Yeah,
that's what I did. Like, everybody
I
about
said
to die.
that's it. Season's over. No, I mean, did you see that look when she walked out? I mean, I was just like,
She
okay,
looked
cool.
scared.
She's about to freaking leave, but when that look that she gave, freaking
She looked scared.
Charlie.
She had tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
Literal
makes
tears
sense.
in
She
her
didn't-
eyes.
she
Because I
didn't
think she
expect
had
any
also feelings for Charlie. I mean, she's not just like doing him just because like, oh,
Right.
he saved my world.
There's
You
so
know what
much
I mean?
history
There's so
there.
much history.
They know so many different.
Oh my gosh.
I think that Jett keeps herself guarded around him, but she also. There are parts that she's like given to him of her, I think. So I agree. I think that there's definitely true emotion there.
She even said it. She says, Charlie and I will work this out in our own way.
Yeah, in our own
so
way.
in her mind, I'm just gonna lay low, let him get past the anger. Where he's gonna probably find me, and then we'll talk it out. But things are just falling down in here. Charlie, I know. Charlie, get down. Everybody, get down.
It's the Jett ghost of all the people that have died on the show.
That's Jett's boyfriend. I'm telling you, he's still alive. This is a sign.
Again. When Jett, when
Sebastian,
Charlie walks
please
in-
write this man back in because this girl's going wild.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. When the door opened and Charlie walked in, and when he said, "Oh, you're probably gonna want to stay," I thought it was gonna be him. I thought it was gonna be Honey McHotterton, and she was gonna be like, "Oh, you saved my man. This is
Say,
great."
my man, I'll kill Charlie for you. No,
But
Is that just me? Was I the only one who had that thought?
I knew somebody had to come in.
have made
I
peace
just
that he's
knew
dead.
somebody had to come in.
Did you think it would be Charlie though?
No,
I did not think it was Charlie.
Okay.
No, I did not think it was Charlie.
I think Jett was prepared to see Charlie. The next time that she saw Charlie, I think it was going to be like they were going to have a face-off. And I think that's what she was preparing for in her mind.
And it came so much
It
faster.
came so much faster, and she wasn't armed.
God.
She's literally in the lion's
Although
den.
I gotta tell you, when he got that phone call from Bestic saying, "I have a proposition for you," I was like, oh Lord, have
he's
mercy.
gonna give up Jett.
Somehow, I was just like, oh man, would this be so cool that like if they actually run into each other? I mean, or and I'm like, or are they really gonna do that?
But what would have happened if Jett had said, okay, you know what, I'll kill Charlie? And you've already got Charlie coming in.
He would have been like, okay, here's your chance.
I just knew. He knew.
And then
can I have my gun?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I don't have a gun right now.
He would have waited for her to kill him. But it shows that he's in control of everything. Bestic
just wants to be in control.
But he kind of isn't, because we find out Victor, who we met super briefly, a couple episodes ago. But basically, Victor needed proof that Charlie didn't have any power anymore, and essentially, Bestic was like, hey, well, here's your proof right here. This woman is your proof. Just like, that's cold.
No, he is cold. He wanted them both to be confronted with each other, and it played out so scary.
Do you
and
think
creepy.
that Bestic set it up for them to kill each other? Do you think that was his goal?
Because
she's unarmed, so what was she gonna do?
Well, no, he set it up for Charlie, I think, to kill Jett. I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was intended to be, that meeting. But then because Charlie, was like, no, I'm not going to do this. Forget you, F you. Then Bestic was like, fine, I'll just kill you because I'm in control of this situation right here.
Yeah, I mean, we get some bloodshed too.
Yeah.
We do get Charlie, sadly, getting shot. I like how he says to wild cards, right?
Wild cards.
Yeah. Oh, what a line.
That was so
what a
good.
Final thing to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, I think that was almost like a pardon to Jett, not necessarily no hard feelings, but I understand because Jett told him like they had Alice.
Yeah.
Like, they had Alice.
And he gets it.
And he totally got it. That's why he said to wild cards.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved that line so much.
Me too.
We get just like pretty much chaos just ensuing. We eventually get Bestic forcing Jett to come with him when Parrish is like, oh, we go to the safe zone out here. And she is like, F off. Like, I'm not doing that until he says, well, it'll be better for Alice. And it's like, oh, shoot. Like, that's when I think it finally hits her that, like, she's not necessarily in control here anymore.
No.
And then we see the scene of, everyone taking Alice from the camper from Maria's dream, which I thought was crazy. I was like, wow, okay, Phoenix is holding her own. Like, I thought there was a chance. Did you guys, like, think that...
First of all, I was like...
What's she gonna do against her big old car?
I'm like, you can't outbeat a car, but it's just like... She did this shortcut.
She took a picture of the license plate, too, which I thought was really smart.
Yeah. I actually thought that they might have, because she's definitely fallen into this lifestyle, like, pretty seamlessly. So I thought that she knew maybe where they were going, which she obviously did. So she was taking a shortcut, and I thought that there would be a car there.
Me too.
And then she would ram them with the car or something. But for her to just take them on, like, just her body.
No, that was
like,
football
that's not
body
enough.
slam type.
It was a good hit. It was a good hit.
She tried her best.
Yeah,
we were rooting for her.
She did.
We're totally rooting for her.
But what else could she do? There's nothing else she could do in that situation. And she didn't do anything wrong. And that's the thing that I love that last scene where she was like, I'm sorry. And she couldn't even like articulate it and just started crying because she did nothing wrong. She played by all of Jett's rules. She only texted Maria. Not knowing that, she done got hit in the face while she got this, she has no idea. She dotted every I, crossed every T, and they still came for her. That's crazy.
So
but Jett has to know that too. Like, I don't think Jett should be mad at her at all. Or be
no,
like,
because
it's
she's
your fault.
logical. Like, she is.
Right.
Jett's a logical person. Like, this is the only time we've even seen emotion even, like, somewhat get to her.
Right.
But she's logical. I think that
she is. She's the practical, logical person. It's just like Sebastian says at the end of this episode. I mean, that's what he says. She's practical and logical, and the men are the romantic, hopeless.
Which is really nice to see for a change.
Instead of us being petty on like some reality show.
Yes, because men are never like portrayed as being like the romantic, irrational, like emotional ones, but men are.
Yeah,
which is funny. I love that you bring that up because it's like when we look at historical things, there have been wars, Bibles have been rewritten just because of men being romantic. But when we look at entertainment, it's always us being super emotional and dramatic. And so I really like that he found a way for men to be romantic in a very gangsta type way.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
really like that.
Like filled with passion.
He's such a great writer. He's getting ready to write more. He's just like, give me the green
one
light.
of them better be season 2.
That's right. But he writes in the movie style because when he wrote this in a complete movie.
Right.
Yeah. That's how he did it.
I want to, we are running sort of out of time, but I do want to get to that ending because I thought that last shot was just incredible.
And I have a picture of that.
Moment.
If they can pop that
it
up.
was insane. Right? I did too. I got Claire Underwood vibes, like the House of Cards, like staring into the camera. But
and her face, the way it settled. Like
yes,
she was like
beautiful.
overcome with emotion, and then it was like locked on the camera, and I was like, oh no, you know?
Yeah.
Because we finally get what lots of people, except for me on this panel, called like Jett finally calls Jackie, who's playing a terrifying game of Russian roulette in that bathroom, and says, listen, like they have Alice and she's yours. And I think that he also got some resolve on his face. He's like, all right, well, we're gonna find her now, because like this is
that was so sweet.
I liked the third time that she saved his life now, because there was the ones at the beginning of the episode, the last episode, and now
I knew it.
I have to tell you that you have this kid, so you can stop playing this game of Russian roulette. It's like 3 times. She doesn't even know, but I think there's something in her, especially when he was like, I might not be here when you get back, and she's like, oh, I don't think you should leave. He's like, that's not what I meant. So there's part of her that knows, you know, oh, this might happen, which, you know, she, again, like you said, she's logical, so it's like, you know, it kind of is what it is. But then now she's gone, she's like, this is the only person that'll be invested enough.
That's the only person she has, period. That he is the guy. Like, so thank God the bullet wasn't there, because thank you. I mean, we need him. This is Alice's father.
And he's also, I think, the only one that Jett has been completely honest with this entire season. I think arguably I would say that, you know, he's the one that knows her the best, besides Maria.
I just knew from the beginning. I really knew it. I felt this connection with them too.
Yeah,
it
from
was a
the
massive
very first
connection. From the very first episode.
I know I said before, I don't think he's going to fall in love with her again. But now that he knows that it's his kid, do you think possibly there could be a romantic connection again?
I don't think there's time. Because you've got to get her back.
Yes.
There's
but in the midst of all that,
I think there might be, because, you know, he's a hornbag, and she just, you know, seems like, you know, she mentions in a couple of episodes, she's like, yeah, I think about sex all the time when she's not working. So I was like, ooh, well, okay, I think they might have something romantic, but you know,
it might be physical.
But yeah, it might not be like, let's get married. That's not gonna happen.
That's not her style.
That's not even her style either. So
love does crazy things.
You're right.
We have to wrap. We love you guys.
Guys, we can
keep talking about
it. Every last moment, which I wish we had more time. Wish we had many more hours. But I'm very much hoping we'll be back for a season 2, because this was so much fun. Guys, thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Definitely follow us on social media. Keep talking about the show. Where can everyone find you on socials?
I'm on Tatiana Marisa on all social media platforms.
Jackie Nova 7, and go to oxfilms.us, because I have my feature film coming out, Art of Deception, of Richard Ryan Phil. Bam, at ya.
Oh, she's quick, y'all. Again, I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Elphaba_Ann, at Instagram at Taylor_Gates_, and we will see you next time, Jet Setters. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.